Let's take a look at how to set up Google Analytics and then add it to your website. And if you're wondering, why in the world do I need to worry about this? Well, Google Analytics is a free tool that lets you analyze where people are coming from on your website, if they're coming from specific countries or from specific sources. So if they're coming from organic search or direct traffic to your website, and how long they're spending on your website, what pages they're looking at. It's going to give you a ton of information about your website that you can use to make decisions about what content is successful, how many conversions are you getting from specific sources and things like that. So it's really helpful to have that information. You don't have to do Google Analytics to get that kind of information. There are other analytics tools out there, but this is a free one. It's pretty easy to use, and it's probably one of the more popular ones. So that's why I'm going to show you how to use it. So to get started, you would go to analytics.google.com, and you do need to be logged in with a Google account to do this. So I'm already logged into my Google account, and I haven't set up Google Analytics for this particular account yet. So this is the screen that I'm going to get, and I'm going to click on Start Measuring. Then I need to give my account a name. So it's going to be for Highways and Hops. And you can check off which account data sharing settings you want. I'm just going to leave it at the defaults and click on Next. And then I need to say which property I'm going to use. So I can create a single account and have multiple properties for it. So for example, for Pongos Interactive, I have multiple websites that are under that account. I've got my website Success Academy, the Pongos Interactive website, and then a couple of other websites that are under that property. When I do this, I usually set up an account for each of my clients so that they can have access to all of the properties under their account. So that's what I've done. So my property name is going to be Highways and Hops website, because I might end up doing Google Analytics. If I ever make an app for Highways and Hops, I might set up a separate property for. So I'm just going to do Highways and Hops website. And then what is the business? So this is going to be, we'll say arts and entertainment, and it's a small business. We'll click Next. And then you can choose your objectives. So what I usually say for people that are just getting started, I recommend doing the baseline reports. So you'll just check that. You can use whichever one you want, but the baseline reports are really good. And then click Create. Then you do have to accept their data processing terms. So if you are in the European Union, this gets a little bit trickier. So if you choose which state, which country you're in, you're going to get different terms there. But I'm in the US, so I'm going to accept those terms. It's required to do that. Let me go to my accounts here, and now I can see that I've got my Highways and Hops right there. And then I can go to the property, and I don't want to get any emails. You can close these windows here. So you've got your account set up, you've got your property set up at this point. Now you need to actually create what's called a data stream to collect the data from the property being the website. So I'm going to say I'm collecting data for a web page. So I'm going to click on Web, and I need to put in the URL. So let me type it correctly. And we're going to say the stream name is highwaysandhops.com. And you can turn on enhanced measurement. It's already turned on by default, but this lets you see your page views, if people are scrolling, what their outbound clicks are, and things like that. So I'm going to click on Create and Continue. All right, so the stream is set up. Now I need to actually add it to the website. And so it knows that Highways and Hops is on WordPress. So it's going to tell me to install it on WordPress by using the SiteKit plugin. And the SiteKit plugin, I've actually already got it installed on Highways and Hops. So if I look in here, it should be under SiteKit by Google. I've already got it installed. So if you want to set it up that way, that's totally fine. You can just go to the plugins. It's a free plugin. You can install it. I do have it installed on the Highways and Hops website for right now, but I don't necessarily always recommend using it because it does add a lot of code to your website. So if the performance of your website is a big concern, you might not want to use the Sitekit plugin. But the Sitekit plugin also allows you to connect other Google services like Google Ads, AdSense, the Google tags, and it also sets up Google Search Console for you. So it might be worth setting up. It's up to you, but it just depends on what you're doing. Another way to do it is through an SEO plugin. And that's something that I'm going to demonstrate in another video when I show you how to set up WordPress for SEO. But I will show you on the one that I've got installed on the Highways and Hops website. I've got SEO Press installed. So if I go to the SEO menu here and then go to Analytics, so if I go there, you can see that it's already enabled. But what I would do is enable Google Analytics tracking, and then I would enter my measurement ID here. So I need to get the measurement ID from Google Analytics. And I need this for some of the other website builders that I might use for my website. So I'll show you those in just a minute. But to get that, I would go to Analytics, and then instead of install with WordPress, I'm going to install manually. And I'm just going to click on test installation, and it's going to say it's not there, or it should say it's not there. But what I really need is this little thing right here. I need that value right there. That's all I care about, is the G dash value. Now, if you don't get this from here, I'm going to close this. So if you don't get it from there, let me close that. If you need to get it later, you can get to this screen here from going to your account and then to your property. And if you go into your data streams, which I'll show you how to get to in just a minute, and click on that, there is the measurement ID. That's what you're looking for, is this G dash number here. So I'm going to click on copy, and then I can paste that in here. Now, another way to do this, I use another plugin called Perf Matters, which I think I've got installed on here. I think I've got it settings. Yeah, I've got Perf Matters installed on here. And you can also add it that way. So you can see there's analytics there. I can enable local analytics here. And what that does is it's going to load a copy of the Google Analytics code from my website instead of trying to get it from Google servers, which could speed the website up. And then I would put the tracking ID right here. So I'd paste that in there. So that's another way to do it. So how you do it is going to depend on a lot of factors, but that's 3 different ways that you can add Google Analytics to your WordPress website. Now, if you wanted to add it to a Squarespace website, you can see I've got Squarespace site right here. You can see I'm in the website editor for Squarespace. So to add that measurement ID, that tracking code right there in Squarespace, you would go into your website, and then you're going to go to your settings, and then it is under developer tools, and then external API keys. And you can see here is where I would add that tracking code, and then click save to save it on my website. Now, I'm not going to save this because I don't want to actually track it in Squarespace. I only want to track it on my main website. So you would click save if you were doing this for real. Now, to do it on Wix, you would go into your settings in Wix. So you log into Wix, go to your settings, and here it's going to be under marketing integrations. So go to marketing integrations, and then for Google Analytics, you're going to click on connect. And this is going to tell you how to set up the property. And then I don't have a premium plan, so I can't add it. I would click here to add my analytics ID, and that's going to let me put that code in there. And then my Wix site will be connected to Google Analytics. So those are the 3 ways that you would do this. Now, if I go back into my analytics property here, my analytics account, if I go to the property, let me see. Oh, it's not measuring anything, so I can't see all the data, but there are ways to get back in here. So I'm going to actually log into another Google Analytics account so you can see how to get back into this web stream detail. So after you've added it, the admin area is going to look a little bit different. So let me go back to the platform home. And I think I'm logged into my other account. Yeah, I'm logged into my other account. So If I go into Google Analytics, and I'm going to just do this for the default property that comes up. So I'm in another property right now. So to get back to that screen, so if you've gone out of Google Analytics, you're already measuring, you've already done a bunch of stuff, and you want to get back into that screen that shows the data stream ID, you would go to the admin menu at the bottom. So go to admin and then go to data streams. And this is where you would get to that screen that I was showing you before. So I would click on this to get my measurement ID and whatever else I needed from there. So I couldn't do it from before because I hadn't started measuring anything. So nothing was working. So that's how you do it. So again, you set up the Google Analytics account. You got to use a Google account to do that. And then you set up the property, and then you have to set up the data stream. And then you have to get the measurement ID from the data stream into your website. So you've got to do all of those things. And when you get the measurement ID into your website, you need to make sure you're doing it with Google Analytics set up for the website. So again, if you're doing it with WordPress, you need to either use the Sitekit plugin or your SEO plugin, or in my case, the performance plugin. And then if you're doing it for Squarespace or Wix, you're just going to plug in that measurement ID into the right place. I hope this helped. Make sure you're getting Google Analytics or some sort of analytics measurement software installed on your website so that you can see where people are coming from, what they're doing on your website, and things like that. It's really important to get that information. So thanks for watching.